That is your newest single that you've released. It's the third single off your Cut to Impress album.
Yes.
So tell us what you liked about the song and why you decided that should be the next single.
It, looking back now, has been a fan favorite for a few years now, and I think that it's one of the songs that, as an artist, I've always fantasized about getting out there as a single. And having had I Ain't Your Mama and Better out, I was able to sort of lay the foundation out so people got a sense of who I was without looking back now on them so early on, because it's like whiskey and guns and murder and all that stuff. But it's country music. It's a narrative that I think it was the perfect time for that story to be shared.
Now, have you shot the video for it yet? Because I think it could be a really fun video.
Yes, we did. We shot a video for it, and I just saw the first edit a couple days ago. But I actually wanted the story to be the star of the video, and it's a really close-cropped shoot. The entire time, I don't really have anything to hide behind or B-roll to rely on, so it's just kind of this vulnerable, disarming, personal shoot that we did, and I think it's exactly what I wanted. It's very raw, and the story kind of calls for that, and it's a little unsettling to watch, but I'm really excited to get it out there. Unsettling in a good way, just like the song is, kind of. So
now you wrote almost half of the songs on the album. So can you tell me what is your favorite song on the album and why?
It changes every week, my favorite song, but at the moment, it's Looking Back Now, just because of the response that I get from the audience, and now that it's becoming more familiar with my audience, it's almost like they're waiting for me to say that moment where, she kind of commits those crimes of passion and everything, and I'm like, whoa, I have a vindictive audience out there, but people know that it's a story. But then another favorite is another narrative on the album called Preacher's Daughter, which I wrote with Connie Harrington. It's this really cool, swampy story about another double murder. There's only a few people that die on the album, but no one was really harmed in the making. But it was the template for the sound that I wanted for the rest of Cut to Impress.
You had the opportunity last year to go out to the Middle East and perform for the troops, and I know for a lot of artists that's a real special thing to be able to do. Tell us about your experience there.
It was probably the highlight of 2013 for me to be able to do that, just because, first of all, it's an honor to be able to give back in some small way, and being able to entertain them and bring a little piece of home to these men and women who've made such huge sacrifices. And we were brilliant enough to pick August as our time of year to go, so it was 115 degrees there. I'm not even kidding. And we just got a small glimpse into what these men and women do day in and day out, and they don't complain. It's like an honor for them to be doing what they're doing, and just it was a huge dose of perspective.
So you did a version of Say Something on Bobby Bones' show.
Yes.
It's amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. She called me the morning that it played and said, you've got to go listen to it.
Aww.
She said, because it is absolutely amazing. And I know that fans can go to iTunes and actually buy it now.
Yes.
Do the proceeds go? I think the proceeds go to St. Jude?
We're deciding different, depending on the area.
Okay.
For where the sales are coming from. Cutting the check to different, either 30 Abe's or St. Jude, because that's something that both Bobby and I are both invested in. But it was really cool to have that opportunity to sing that song on his show, because he and I have become friends, and I had Looking Back Now coming out, and I wanted him to hear it. And he was like, yeah, I want to hear that, and I also want to hear you sing one of my favorite pop songs, because he just thought that it was suited to my voice. So I learned it, and we worked it up and did it on his show, and it resonated with people, because that song really does transcend genres. It's just like the lyrics and the simplicity of it are, you can't really help but feel the emotion. And now it's part of our set. So thanks, Bobby, for the idea, and it was awesome. I love it. It's really beautiful.
What are some of your fondest musical memories?
My fondest musical memory would be playing at the Opry. I had my debut over 2 years ago, I think, but I had my mom and dad listening in Maryland, and then I had my whole group of friends from Nashville there with me, and I've played over 15 times now, and every time I still get butterflies, which is weird because I'll play in big venues where it can hold like 3 times what the Opry can hold, and I won't feel as nervous as when I play the Opry, because there's just this sacred thing about it. These people who have taken the stage and who've shaped the history of country music, and I know I sound like Miss America saying that, but it's so cool. It's so cool.
So do you have like a career bucket list?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
What are your top 3 things on your? Yes, give me your top 3.
I would love to play Red Rocks. I'd love to play that venue. I would love to do a duet with Bonnie Raitt or Stevie Nicks. And trying to think. Top 3 is pretty tough, but I'd love to internationally tour. I'd love to be able to tour all over the world.
So is there anything about the album that you hope fans are taking away from it? Was it just a mix of songs that said who Maggie is, or was there an overall message from your album that you hope that fans are getting when they listen to it?
Well, the album is my declaration of who I am as an artist. It was my debut album, and it was my first opportunity to put my fingerprint on country music and declare what my sound is. But I also want people, especially young women, to take away the idea that you can be unique and you can evolve and you can grow and change. Young women and men, but we all have what makes us unique, and we should try and expose that instead of hide it.